Every time you touch me, I can't control my body. Oh, baby, you are on my mind. All I think about, and I don't wanna stop.
From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the Real Zone. Welcome to Conversations with Trent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Trent Williams.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another conversation with Trent and friends, featuring the lovely Canadian Coach D. Good stuff. We got a good one tonight. Hey, Coach D and I took a break this week. Actually felt kind of good, man, taking a break. And I didn't realize, it didn't dawn on me until after I started watching the conversations and all that good stuff on the Roku channel. I was like, wow, we really have been putting in work. A ton of guys, a ton of podcasts that you guys were able to see and go back to previous shows from last year and all that stuff, even up to this year. So we've been doing a lot of work, man. We need to work. We need the break because we've been doing it 2 days a week, every week, 2 days a week, every week. So took a break, felt great, re-energized, recharged, and all that good stuff. We had a good one tonight. The dark side of friendship. The dark side of friendship. Dark side of friendship. Actually, that comes on the heels of the last podcast we did. When a viewer she actually brought it up, talking about the dark side of friendships. So thought we'd give it a try. Dark side of friendships. Let's bring Coach D in real quick. Coach D.
Hey, how's it going?
Pretty good. Rested, feel rested. How about you?
I'm good. Getting ready to start another week.
Oh yeah. It didn't dawn on me that, we've really been putting in work, man. So I got a chance to check us out on the Roku channel. I was like, wow, we really put in some work. Some of the episodes I totally forgot about. I'm like, wow, we've really been putting in work. So we appreciate all the guys for all the support, all that good stuff. So some of the high-ranking shows, the high-rated shows that we did, actually restreamed on the Roku channel, and it's there now. You can actually check that out after you check us out live here. But we really appreciate it. Right here on the B2G Unity TV, that's Taylor Kennedy Media, Butterfly Evolution combined for better TV together. Good stuff. So the darker side of friendship, Coach D, what's your thoughts?
Oh yeah. So lots of people don't realize that friendship can be toxic and abusive. So you can have friends who are manipulative, friends who are controlling, friends who are passive aggressive. So friendship is, and then there's ways to leave them as well. So if you have friends who like disrespect your boundaries, they always want something for you, they're never accountable. If you have a problem, they may have a bigger problem. They never listen to your problem. You know what I mean?
I got a different twist. Different twist this afternoon for the darker side of friendship. We'll get into it after let's get to the comments real quick. Let's see, we got some guys coming in.
So Miss Cassie, hello everyone. Slash says Ground Rising, melanated people, greetings.
Hey.
Mr. Epic. And Alvin says good evening. So good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Good stuff. Thank you guys for tuning in. Actually, if you guys haven't heard, Coach D and I, we run these internet streets. Not only the internet streets, we're actually over the globe at this point on the Roku channel. Conversation with Trent and friends, featuring the Canadian, the lovely Coach D, is on the Roku channel.
Sweet.
Twice a week, Wednesdays and Sundays, bringing straight talk, no chaser, for everyone to enjoy, for everyone to get upset with Coach D.
get upset. I You can get upset if you want.
A
I
slash that
it
hair is
really
down today. She's a little spicy today. The
doesn't
hair is
bother me at
down.
all. Yeah.
Good
So
stuff.
yeah.
So let's talk about the darker side of friendships, right?
Hmm.
I'll read the piece when I wrote it up.
Okay.
The slippery slope of a friendship happens when a conversation does not take place between both parties. Again, the slippery slope of a friendship happens when a much needed conversation, happens between both parties. Meaning, what do you mean, Trent? What I mean, let's just say if Cozy and I had an issue and I didn't talk to her about it, but I'm harboring these feelings because I really don't want to get down to the meat and potatoes of what's really going on within the friendship. So I'm avoiding her. I'm avoiding it. That's the darker side of a friendship, in my opinion. So I'm avoiding her at all costs, but she doesn't know that I'm harboring these type feelings for her. I'm upset for something that she's done in my mind, but she don't know because she, I'm not having a conversation with her. I'm avoiding the conversation at all costs. I'm going along as if everything is okay. That's the darker side of a friendship.
No, that's not the. Oh, there's much darker side, sir. Much
I'm
darker
more
side.
than sure. I'm more than sure. I'm
Yeah.
more than sure. But that's why I was going with it. But go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah. So when I hear dark side of friendship, I hear about abusive friendships, toxic friendships, manipulative,
Right.
not a respect of boundaries, no accountability, people who, let me see, I'm pulling my notes up. Um, Everything, if something happens, it's always your fault. They'll guilt trip you. You feel drained when you're around them.
Right.
Friendships
That
one
that goes
sided.
along. That goes along with that too as well. Well, go ahead. I'm listening.
Yeah, like they're not trustworthy. You enable each other. You outgrow each other. They bully you, and they never seem happy for you. Like that's what the darker side of friendship is.
Right. Right.
Having a
Right.
falling out momentarily over a conversation is not really the darker side. It's a general side of friendship. It's not really that dark. Oh,
Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. I have company tonight.
I'm gonna say the dog comes. I make sure everything's okay.
Yeah. No, he's okay. He wasn't feeling the case tonight because I'm having some spasms and they're pretty bad. And
Mm.
normally when I'm in pain, he's not trying to leave the area. So I didn't want to bother with him, putting him in the
And
case. So he's
he's
out.
a working dog doing his work, sir.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
So here's the thing: people have a hard time have as hard a time leaving a friendship as they do an intimate relationship. Just like they have a hard time leaving a job that they like, but the management or the coworkers may be toxic.
Right.
So because people don't, there are good things about that they get benefits from, and sometimes the benefits may outweigh the negative. But at the end of the day, it's still toxic and it's still draining.
Exactly. So what I wanted to tackle as well is when everything that you talked about, that's
Mhm.
I totally get it. I'm 100% agreeing with it. But what do we go from there once we know that all these toxic traits happen, right? Where do we
Right.
go with it? Do we one have the conversation or do we two master the art of saying goodbye?
It depends. So is the relationship worth saving? Is it a healthy relationship where there's just a communication breakdown at the moment? Because
Right.
you can have a momentary break in communication and go back and everything's great.
I can agree with
But
that.
is it a symptom of something that happens on a regular basis?
Exactly.
Right?
If it's a continuous thing, I'm more than sure.
It's time to say goodbye.
There you go. Good
Because here's
stuff.
the thing: friends come and go into our lives as we
Right.
grow, as we get older. Some of the friends we had at 20 may not still be in the picture at 40. Some may still be there, some may not. And the people that we have in our lives that come into our lives at 40 may be different than the ones that we have at 60. So it depends
Absolutely.
on where we are in the world, um, not geographically, but metaphysically, where
Exactly.
we are,
Exactly. And I think
how our friendships grow.
as adults, I think I totally agree with that, Coach D. But as adults, I think when we get that, we know exactly where we are in those relationships.
Mhm.
We know if it's repetitive, the same thing is happening. on a continuous basis. We know exactly what we need to do. But when one masters the art of saying goodbye, it doesn't mean that you're heartless. It doesn't mean that you don't care.
Yeah.
It just means that you choose you.
Some and Kathy took the words right out of my mouth. She said a failing friendship can feel like a divorce. I think the can you pull it up there? I think evaluating the relationship and communication is key in this case as well. Yep.
This one.
And it always goes back to we don't like to leave our comfortable spot. So if we've been friends with somebody for years,
Right.
we
And this
depending on
and
how
this
close
is
the
where
friendship are.
this is what I'm what this now we're getting to the meat and potatoes. If we've been friends for years,
Hmm.
you should have some type of comfortability, a comfortable level to speak to that person, to say exactly what's on your mind.
You can, but
You should be able to have an open discussion and move forward in a progressive manner with the friendship.
yeah, but sometimes they don't want to hear your BS and you don't want to hear their BS. That's just a part of human nature.
Right,
So depending on what the conversation is about,
right.
what the discussion where the breakdown is, it could be that they don't want to hear what you have to say. And what you have to say may not necessarily be the right thing to be said either.
That's true. True.
So, you know what I mean? I think it depends on. Sometimes people like to put the blame on the friend who's not listening, and not think
Right,
about why they're not listening to the specific person.
right.
Okay?
Exactly. And let's be clear. I'm glad you said that about listening, right? Silence is not healing.
Hmm.
Silence is not healing. Sometimes it's avoiding.
Right. Let me get Slash's comments here. He says,
Right.
"Long time fast workplace, social media, and ex friends. How many of us have them? The enemy of my friend that makes strange bedfellows. The enemy of my friend is my friend. I believe is the saying. And yeah, friends make strange bedfellows. The other saying is keep your what is it? Keep your friends close, keep your enemies closer.
Right.
Right. So and it I everybody has frenemies. Yeah, the friend who's not really a friend. They're kind of on the outsets, but you
Exactly.
still invite them to things.
Yeah, but that's what great discernment comes in, man. When you have just miscellaneous people around you. So I'm an advocate of, rolling alone.
You're a hermit,
I,
sir. Not all of us are hermits.
I'm an advocate of it. But
Yeah.
that's how I keep foolishness out of my circle. I
Hmm.
don't deal with all the extra stuff. The moment I see something negative, I'm out of here.
Well, see, that can be a problem too, because sometimes you can be too quick to judge. So
Yeah,
we have to look at our friends because we all have baggage.
we
So if
do.
you're
But
quick to
here's the
dismiss
thing, though.
that,
I
wait a
wouldn't
second. If you're
go
too
ahead.
quick to dismiss others people's baggage, they can be quick to dismiss yours as well, and you
But
might
here's
miss
the
out on a
thing.
good friend.
Here's the thing. Yeah, yeah, we all come with something. I always say it. We all come with shit. But are you willing to stick around with the shovel to help me shovel this, right?
Well, it
But
depends. Yeah,
it's a
depends on what it
choice.
is.
It's a choice if I want to deal with your shit or if I don't. It's a
Yeah,
choice. Just like if you don't want to deal with mine, you don't have to.
yeah.
It's a choice, in my opinion.
Hmm. And I think what happens is too many people get caught up in um, these friendships that they see on TV where it's everybody's perfect, like, and they miss the friendships that are real. Like in Steel
Exactly.
Magnolias. Steel Magnolias is a good example of real friendships. They have the toxic Weeza, who they put up with her BS and they love her. Something happened
Right.
to her, they're worried about her. You know, and everybody else, they're friends and they've been friends for years. But if you sat down and looked at each of those friendships, you could find issues within each of them.
Right.
But they allow their friends to be themselves, and their friends allow them to be themselves, and they go with the
And
nonsense that we come
that's a
with.
very successful friendship. I was speaking with my friend. I was speaking with Michael a couple of nights ago. So he was like, "Man, we've been friends for like 40 years." I was like, "Yeah." So he's like, you don't have any new friends or anything?" I was like, "Nah, I'm not interested."
Yeah.
He's like, "Why?" Because he has a ton of friends over there, right?
Hmm.
But they're really not friends. And I made it my point in my business to tell him that. Like, they're not your friend. They're not really your friend when you think about it. You're not telling them your inner secrets. You're not telling them the issues with you and your wife and all that. They're not really your friend. Come on. That's associates. But like I told him, I was like, nah, I don't have any new friends. I'm not
Yeah,
interested in all that.
but you can't place your qualifications for friendship on other people either,
I agree.
right? So in that case, you weren't a good friend, right? So here's the thing: being a good friend means you allow your friends to make their own decisions about who they allow in their circle, who they allow
I
to be their
totally
friend.
agree. I totally agree. But he and I have been friends for like 40 years. I just don't run the same circle with him sometimes. So
Yeah,
for me to actually grace him with my presence, it's got to be a situation that I'm comfortable with. If I'm uncomfortable with the surroundings, I won't be going.
yeah. Pull Slash's comment up just because part of it's missing, so I'm not getting the full con.
That's okay.
Said friends we wouldn't trust around our partner or wife or husband, sometimes because of our past or forced insecurities. Ooh, that's a good one.
That's true.
That is a good one. Now, here's the question I have for you. Oh, and then I have a big comment coming from Kathy. So
Gotcha.
here's the thing. We have if we do have those like past or forced insecurities, I think we're more careful in choosing our friends and who we have around our loved ones,
Right.
because we wouldn't allow somebody who would do something that comment implies, because that wouldn't be truly your friend, and I don't think you would have them around.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. I can agree with that.
Thank you for that comment, Slash. Kathy says both people.
Oh, Slash throwing out comments. Compliments.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. Both people in general should be willing to talk. I have a friend who stopped communicating with me for almost a year. She would like things on my page, but talking to me, she didn't. For me, I was hurt, but realized maybe she felt like the friendship was no longer worthy. At this point, I pray for her and her family and a beautiful and prosperous life. Right. So here's something that uh, people need to be aware of. Some neurodivergent people, like if you have ADD, ADHD,
Right.
um, we have what's called object permanence. If you don't see it, it's not there. But you have like friend permanence too. So if you're not
Right.
communicating your friend, it's not there, but they will pop in and out every 6 months or a year, say hi, and it's not like. And for them, it's as though that friendship has the last conversation was the day before. So you have to be aware of, you may have friends like that who may not have disclosed.
But here's my thing with that, right? I
Mm-hmm.
totally agree with you. And if I have an issue with
Mm-hmm.
a friend, I'm gonna bring it up. I'm gonna talk about it. We're gonna have that tough conversation. We're gonna have that tough conversation. I don't believe in letting things linger.
Right.
Let's just have that tough conversation, get it over with, and move on with it if we can. But I don't believe in wasting my time.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't believe in going around things that make me feel uncomfortable. So I'm
Right.
gonna have the conversation. A lot of folks avoid the tough conversations, and I'm like, okay, well, that was all your problem was. That was
People.
it.
Yeah.
It's real simple. We could have fixed this a long time ago.
Yeah. Because when we look at it, when we worry, 95% of the things that we worry about never come true. So 5% may come true, but 95% of it doesn't come true. And most of it, a lot of time, we will have
Right.
complete conversations with people in our heads and get mad at them, and
One
they
more
not.
time for the people in the back who did not hear that. Say that one more time.
We will have complete conversations with people in our heads what they were not involved in, and
Exactly.
some of us will overthink and rehash and overthink and rehash and put ourselves into a situation that we snowballed out of control over something that might have been a minor issue
Exactly.
and turn into a major issue. So
That's right.
we have to look, when we're before we having these conversations, we have to look at ourselves and see what the conversation is really about.
That's right.
And
You're
sometimes it
absolutely
could be a
right.
matter of our ego got hurt,
That's
and
right.
it
That's right.
wasn't had nothing big, but maybe they said the wrong thing or gave us the
Right.
wrong look at the wrong time. So,
Right. But if there's an uncomfortable conversation that needs to be had, let's
have
talk
the
about it.
yeah, always have
Let's
the
talk about it.
conversation.
It's way too late in the game to be holding on to things.
Yeah,
Way too late in the game to be holding on to things. So
yeah,
if there's a conversation that needs to be had, let's talk about it.
Yeah, people definitely need to communicate what is going on, what's going right and what is going wrong, because that way things can be fixed. And if it's something that can't be fixed, or if it's a disagreement that goes against somebody's ethics or morals or values or boundaries, then
Exactly.
you have to walk away.
And this is where you master the art of saying goodbye. If it
Hmm.
does not work for you, walk away
Yeah,
swiftly and quickly. If it
it's
doesn't
health.
work for you, there's no need for conflict. Walk away swiftly and quickly.
Yeah, it's healthy to walk away from from things that do not serve you,
Exactly.
whether it's a job, a relationship, the gym, a doctor. It is natural and it is a good thing to leave those situations and move into what does serve you. Yeah,
That's
if your
right.
doctor's ignoring you, get a new doctor, to one that listens to you. You don't like the dentist, get a new dentist. People get stuck in these relationships with people for decades because they're afraid to move on.
Right. You're absolutely right. But I have no problem with, like I said again, I have no problem with having tough conversations.
Hmm.
Tough conversations normally get to the root of the problem.
Yeah,
There's a solution inside the tough conversation. There is. I believe in that. I truly believe in that.
yeah,
I honestly, that's one of my superpowers, having a conversation.
yeah.
I don't. I don't like going places where I'm uncomfortable. I don't.
Yeah. And I'll have the conversation. And then if you're still doing whatever it was you were doing, that we have the conversation about it, I'm like, deuces, I'm out, man. We're good.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. And
When
that's
you
where you
want to
master the art of
stop,
saying goodbye. And like again, saying goodbye does not mean that I'm cold hearted. Saying goodbye does not mean that I hate you. Saying
no.
goodbye means that I choose me.
Well, there's the saying, it's not that I want you to starve, I just don't want you to eat at my table.
Good stuff. I like
You
that.
know? It's all about, and it could be freeing for the other person as well, because maybe the relationship wasn't working for them, and they didn't realize it. Maybe because the relationship wasn't working, that these behaviors felt like there was an escalation. So if
Right.
both of you are walking away feeling drained, then it's
Right.
better for everybody.
Right. Some things, man, and honestly, to be honest with you, not in all cases, but in some cases, miscommunications have destroyed a ton of friendships.
Oh yeah,
Miscommunication and a lack of not wanting to get to that bump in the road have destroyed a ton of friendships.
yeah,
But I'm just not comfortable with going around folks and feeling uncomfortable.
yeah.
I just don't. I'm just not into it.
Well, look at the relationships that's modeled for us in society now. If you pull on the TV, you'll see all these reality shows and all those toxic friendships. You
Exactly.
watch the movies, the relationships are toxic. There's lots of cheating. There's lots of lying. There's a lot of manipulation, and you don't see a lot of true friendships anymore.
That's right.
Like
That's right.
even ones that people deemed were true were toxic, like Golden Girls. Everybody's, oh, that was a great relationship, but they were abusive to Rose on a regular
Very
basis.
abusive.
That was
I
no
thought I was the
good.
only one that knew that. It
No,
was very abusive to Rose. Very, very abusive.
like people are like, oh, that's the kind of friendship. I'm like, I wouldn't want to be that friendship because I would never.
Exactly.
Who
She was
guaranteed that we
always the
would
punching
support it?
bag, man. She was
Yeah.
really always the punching bag.
So it's there's. I will try to come up with a show that has an actual healthy friendship.
Right.
Um, oh, I hate the Cosby Show. Claire's college friends, where they're still talking years down the road. Those were healthy
Right.
friendships. Slash has another comment. Often, friend and associates share the same thoughts, opinions, and get down, which is why many people fall out because of similarity, and that's why we no longer like, love, or rock with them. Um,
I can agree with
it
that.
depends. I have some friend who I debate with on a regular basis, but we share the same ethics and values. So I think
Yeah,
that
there's a difference. There's a
yeah.
difference.
So I think there's a difference. You can have a difference of opinion and still share the same ethics and values. Um, if you don't share the same ethics and values, then you won't be friends. It's not a good
Right.
friendship. That won't
Right.
work.
Right.
Just because you'd be
Totally
at
get it.
odds with
Totally
each
get it.
other.
Totally get it. Look
Yeah.
like Kathy. Did you see this one?
No, I got Kathy's, and I just read Slash's, so we're good. We're caught up on the comments.
Cool, good stuff, good stuff.
Yeah.
So again, man, let's get down to the tough conversation. Why is it so hard? Again, why is it so hard for people to have tough conversations?
Because people don't like to be uncomfortable. They don't like to be put in a defensive position because sometimes, depending on the language, they'll have to
Right,
defend themselves.
right,
And a lot of people don't know how to communicate and express their emotions because they weren't allowed to as children.
right.
Right?
Dig a little deep. I like that.
Yeah. So here's the thing: if you don't have a voice growing up, you're not, and you don't feel safe to express yourself.
Right,
You that friend that you want to have the conversation with may want to talk to you, but you don't feel like you can be vulnerable or safe with them to do so.
right.
Not by anything they have done, but just by your own experiences in life.
Exactly. Here's one thing that I have a problem with, right?
Hmm.
Say two friends fall out, and that one friend gets silent. Oh, I'm protecting my peace. No, you're not. You're avoiding the conversation.
Hmm.
You're not protecting your peace. You're avoiding the conversation. You're avoiding
Right.
that tough conversation. Let's be honest with you. A lot of people today, they use that protecting peace as a shield to keep things out. It has nothing to do with peace. You're avoiding that conversation.
Yeah, because sometimes when people say they're protecting the peace, sometimes they are the reason the peace is
E-
uprooted. Right.
exactly.
So
Exactly.
we all have to own our parts in everything. And I think
Exactly.
sometimes people will be too quick to ignore conversations because they don't want to have hold accountability to themselves.
Exactly. Exactly.
So,
Exactly. And that doesn't say that, the friendship is over. It's just that, hey, listen, sometimes we gotta need to sit and sometimes we need to sit and tell ourselves about ourselves.
mhm.
Like, I need to sit with you and tell you about yourself as well as you need to sit with me so you can tell me about myself. Let's get
Right.
to a common ground and some understanding so we can move forward in a positive manner.
Hmm. Yeah. And
It's real
Slash,
simple, man. It's real simple.
yeah.
But if we're
Slash
all
says,
walking around with the superficial lifestyle, the superficial living, we're gonna always be in conflict with people. If you're living a superficial lifestyle, you're gonna always be in conflict with people. It's
yeah, because
simple, man.
you're not living your true self, who you truly are.
Exactly. Like for me and for my friends, any of my friends and my family, if there's a conversation that needs to be had, let's talk about it. It's way too late in the game to just be holding on to stuff, harboring things and hatred and all this other foolishness. Come on.
Right.
It's too late in the game for that. Say what you mean what you say. Let's get on with it.
Hmm. Slash says, friends in groups, clubs, sharing friends with other friends sometimes goes bad. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you know we as people, we grow, we change, our ideas change, so our friend groups change along with them.
Yep.
Sometimes our friend group may be very shallow, and it may be based on money,
Right.
like a friend group at a country club or another elite club. As soon as you go
Right.
broke, that's it. Those are no longer your friends.
That's a
Friends
wrap.
may be based on your educational level. You may have friends who only talk to you because you have a master's degree and look down upon anybody who doesn't have one. So it depends on what
Yeah.
the criteria for that is.
I've never believed in the whole friends group thing, all that stuff. I never did.
Hmm?
I never believed in oh, let's go, let's all travel together. Let's it works for some people, it just wouldn't work for me.
Hmm.
At some point, if we're doing this year after year, year in, year out, problems are they're gonna come up when you have a whole bunch of people around. Problems will come up. Some type of chaos is gonna come up. It's bound to surface.
I don't, I don't think so.
I tend to love to rock alone myself.
I mean, I said it before. You're a hermit, sir. So I have friends in all kinds of different circles because I have um, different interests in different circles, and some of
Right.
those circles overlap, and some of them are opposite ends of the globe
Right. I
because
totally
they're
agree. Yeah.
very different people. Kathy says you have communicators and non-communicators. I think it would be established on front how they would like to be approached when that is an issue. Yeah,
I agree.
I think, yeah, as I think because of our ages, I think we have different rules for friendship and communication. But if we knew what we now,
Exactly. And I
when we
think
were
this
20, it'd be a completely
honestly,
different game.
honestly, I think like for me, right?
Hmm.
The age at this age and at this climate I'm in my life right now, my tolerance is very, very, very low. So I just know my tolerance level for foolishness or chaos or anything that, you know what I'm saying, slightly looks like a problem. I
Hmm.
go the other way.
Right.
I go the other way.
That makes sense. I'm a I can easily ghost people, so I'm like, if it's not working, we talk about it. Then I just
Is
don't,
it?
I just delete your number from my phone. Your email's gone. We're good.
Exactly.
Can you
Exactly.
bring Slash's comment up?
Sure.
I think get rid of that icon that comes up on the bottom of my screen. Slash says friends slash acquaintance that drag for you in the company of enemies and other friends. In quotes.
I wouldn't call them friends, Slash.
No.
Yeah, I wouldn't call them friends. And if if we can have a same conversation with one another around the same folks, there's no need for me to come around.
Mhm.
There's no need for me to even be in the room.
Yeah,
There's
because
no need. There's no need for me to accept the invitation to come around.
right. Yeah, because then you have to watch out for abusive friendships,
Exactly.
like Mean Girls, the movie Mean Girls.
Never seen it.
That's because okay. Well, anyway, it's a movie. Mean Girls. There's a group of girls called the Plastics.
Right.
Those are the popular girls in school. New girl
Right.
shows up. Yeah, it's they were mean to everybody else, but within their friendship, they were mean as well. So it's a very toxic friendship amongst themselves.
Right.
Yeah. But here's the thing: even like I'm trying to think of TV or movie friendships that are common that people where they were like even the Fresh Prince of Bel Air and Jazz, because Jazz used to get kicked out of his uncle's house all the time.
Right. Right. Yeah.
You
He
know what I
was
mean?
always the butt end of the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like it's hard to think of like actual friendships on shows where it was healthy,
Right.
right?
He was
Like
always the butt end of the joke. But
yes,
honestly, I truly believe, and this is just strictly my opinion. These reality TV shows, man, today have grown adults. I'm talking about adults trying to mimic their lives and mirror the lives
mhm,
of those folks in this reality TV world.
yeah. I
And
don't I don't watch
I've
it yet.
never seen not one positive, and it's just me because I don't watch reality TV at all. But I've never seen anything positive online when they talk about reality TV shows. Nothing positive.
I don't no, I don't think they do.
I'm
Unless
always
it's money
seeing
they're
stuff where
making.
they're bickering, they're fighting, and this one talking about that one, all this other foolishness. I've never seen anything positive come out of those things.
Yeah, because people like watching drama. That's
Yeah.
why the soap operas of Days Gone By or Days of Your Life, sorry,
Right, 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 right.
were so popular because people like to see how the wealthy are just like us. They have just as many issues as us. That's why so many people were
That's
um,
slashed again.
yeah, said good time friends with motives. Let's do lunch dinner to pick your brain. Yeah,
Boom.
yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially if you're successful in a certain business.
Exactly. I have
Don't
this
they?
one friend. I have this one friend. I call her friend because I've been knowing her for quite some time. But she is always calling me when she wants something done with her business.
Mm-hmm.
If there's a favor that she know I could actually reach out to someone, get to someone, try to get to somebody, she's
Right.
on the call. She's on the horn calling me. And every time I see her number call, and it's very sporadic, very sporadic. She latches on. She want to latch on to something. That's not really, honestly, that's not really a true friend.
No. If somebody's only there when they ask for something, that's not really a friendship.
Exactly.
If they're to give as much as
I call this thing called dry begging.
what's it?
Roundabout. You know what I'm saying? Dry begging. You know what dry begging is?
No.
Talking around what you really want. You don't say it, but you try to get to the point.
Oh,
It's
beating
called
around the
dry
bush.
begging.
Oh,
What'd you say?
beating around the bush. They talk
Exactly.
about everything but exactly what you want. Okay, I
Exactly.
get it. Yeah, it is
Exactly.
because um, some people like the idea that they're adjacent to something else that could help them um,
Get
improve.
ahead.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
but
totally get it.
but here's the thing: the people who are adjacent are usually the ones who are outside of the inner circle. Are usually the ones that won't. They're outside the inner circle for a reason,
Right.
right? Because if you're friends with somebody and they do well, then they will share with their close friends.
Absolutely.
So if you're not inside that close friendship, there's a reason.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely. Totally get it.
yeah,
Totally get it.
and I'm not a big fan of giving stuff away for free. So once my website's up, all the free meditations are. Don't be looking for me for them. I'll
There it
charge.
is.
I will charge you.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
I
about.
get.
Just
I don't know what Xavier wants now. He sent me a text. He wants a G Fuel. I don't know what a G Fuel is. It's something or other. It's a game or a plushie.
uh-oh.
Yeah. Because I cut him off. I
Oh,
told him he
did
can't
you?
have anything else until next month.
Is that right?
Because he's
You're
expensive,
gonna give
sir.
in. You're gonna give it. You're gonna
No,
give
he will spend hundreds of dollars without batting his little eyelashes, those big brown puppy dog eyes.
it. You're gonna give in. You're definitely gonna give in.
Nope, I'm standing firm. I told him because we're going ready on a trip. I said, sir, we could do this, but that hotel that you want is not going to be as nice. You keep
Right,
spending
right,
money,
right.
you're going to be in a hotel with cockroaches.
So how long you guys are gonna be staying in Canada? You going to Newfoundland, right?
No, we're just going to go to Nova Scotia.
Oh, really?
Probably about 2.5 weeks.
So why
Going
not Newfoundland? Why you not going home?
because my parents are in Nova Scotia.
Oh, okay.
My sister's in Nova Scotia. I
Gotcha.
have cousins in Newfoundland, but and some aunts. But going to Newfoundland, once I hit Nova Scotia, it's a 5 hour drive to the ferry, 6 hour drive,
Right.
6 hours on the ferry, and then another 6 hours across the
It's gonna
island.
be a good haul. Yeah.
Yeah. So if we're going home, you'd have to literally have to go to Newfoundland for 2 weeks in order to just for the travel time,
Right, right, right,
because you can't. You have to have a car when you're there.
right,
We're in the boondocks. It's 40 minutes to the grocery store. Explain to Xavier it's an hour to McDonald's. So
right, right.
we're in the boonies.
I get it.
All right. So
Slash.
what? Oh, Slash had some comments. He said jealousy can hide in compliments, envy in support, hate can hide in love. So just because they're giving it to you doesn't mean they have it for you. Learn to trust people, energy, and not their words. Yeah,
Absolutely. I
I
totally get
agree.
that. I
Yeah,
totally get that.
they're manipulative and passive aggressive. Yep. And Shan says, "Hey, Mark. Now here's a freak of nature. I agree with your last comment. I've experienced all of that in a so-called friendship. Yep.
Hey Shan, mind your manners and say hello when you're coming in the door. Just
So
go just
friends,
not saying anything, Shan. What's wrong with you? Mind your manners, lady.
sir. So friend says, so Slash is completely correct, and those are manipulative friendships. Like friends who say you'll lose weight, and they're like, "Oh, that dress looks so much better on you now that you've lost 20 pounds," when you know they've told you that dress looked good on you before. Yeah, and so it's.
Right.
Oh, sorry. Something. Sorry, I turned my messages on. Messages off. So here's the thing: if you have friends who um, I call them backhanded comments or compliments.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You see a ton of that on social media.
Oh yeah, all the time.
Just ton of that on social media.
Yeah. So
I
here's the
wrote a
thing.
quote. I
Yes,
saw a
go ahead.
quote from years ago. It was about 7 years ago. And in the quote I was writing, and I paraphrase it. I was talking about how I'm not interested in the likes. I really do this to move people forward.
Hmm.
I don't do this to feed my ego. So
Right.
I've never, but ever since I joined social media and brought the conversation to social media, I've never been interested in the likes and wanting people to comment and all that stuff. Nah, just hey, take the message and keep it moving. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm not being rude. That's just it's never been me to try and get acceptance or I hope they like me type stuff, all that foolishness. Nah,
Yeah. But also remember the comments and the likes help you to monetize as well, sir. So
I get it. I get it. I
if
mean,
it,
if it, but
yeah,
I totally get that monetize all that good stuff. Yeah, I do get it, but I just I mean I just I carve out my own lane, man. When it comes down to this whole social media thing, and I just put platforms on top of platforms and build them.
yeah,
So I don't. I mean, I get it. Getting to the masses of people,
mhm,
I've always had the mindset of build it and they'll come.
yeah,
I've always had that mindset.
mhm,
That's how I was so successful with the other platform. Build it, they came.
yeah. Some people are out for the dopamine hit you get when you get likes and positive comments.
One more
But
time for the people in the back. One more time.
people are out for the dopamine hit. Here's the thing with and you can see who are toxic people on social media because what they'll
Hold on.
do
We
is
have we have a moment here for a second.
what,
Let's pause for the cause. Shannon finally listened for once in her life. 1 second. Let me pull this up.
sir, don't be mean
I'm being
because
nice and I'm being a little
you're not
cat.
being nice. It's a backhanded comment. It's a
No.
backhanded compliment.
Thank you, Shannon. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm not being mean. What Shannon knows me. She knows I was gonna say something smart.
Yes, but we don't
Well, good
always
to
have to
see your
say
face in
something
the place,
smart.
beautiful.
We
What
don't
you say
always
now?
have to say something smart. Thank you, Miss Shannon, for coming. So here's the thing. Um, you can see who people are on social media really quick. If they say something and they don't get a lot of people who agree with them, or they'll
Right.
get a lot of comments back, then they will turn the comments off. Oh, she said, "You're lucky I missed what you said. I tapped away." Yeah. So, and then Slash said, "Well, good evening, Princess Charlie. Things often look clearer from the outside. I use Windex with ammonia personally."
Clean that mirror. Yeah.
Mm,
Good stuff.
so
It
Slash is,
wasn't too bad, Shannon. I was only being a smart ass. That's all.
mm, yeah.
Well,
So,
great to see you. Great to see you in the place. Good stuff.
I lost my train of thought.
Go ahead.
No, I said I lost my train of thought.
Oh, Slash was talking about Windex and ammonia
Oh, okay.
for
Yeah.
cleaning the
So,
windows.
yeah. So here's the thing: when people are being, I call them pretend friends, when they're being manipulative or like the snarky friend, the friend who's going to give you a comment but take it then insult you right away, then you have to look at that and see if that is a friendship you want to have, right?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
sometimes it's just a matter of understanding that that's the BS that they bring to the table, and whatever BS that you bring to the table that they ignore, it's a mutual respect. Okay?
That's it. And I think that's the best friends, man. That like honestly, I'm just gonna say it. I commend the folks, my close friends, who actually deal with me because I know I'm a handful.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm a handful. Like when you and I met, I told you I was a handful. I was like, hey, I'm
Yeah.
a mess.
Mm-hmm.
So I commend you guys for even putting up with me because I could be a mess at times.
Well, it's because we call you out at times
Pretty sometimes.
when you get
At
too
time.
messy.
First of all, at time, D. At times.
Sir, I let a lot of your comments go. Sir, don't even make me start counting now. So yeah, at times I do call you out. Most of the time I let it go. Some people will see I may roll my eyes or give you a dirty look, but I won't say anything about that particular comment. I'll just let it go.
But that's what
And
that's good friends. That's good
yeah,
friends.
that's
So
friendship because I'll say
that's
things
right.
that you don't like, and you'll call me out, or you'll give me a dirty look, and that's just the way it works,
That's
right?
where you're absolutely right. Absolutely
But
right. But
so here's the thing: if you have friends who comment and every time you say something that what you say is wrong, that's not a healthy friendship. If every time you dress whatever you're wearing is wrong, that's not a healthy friendship. If they're very controlling and manipulative, that's a friendship you need to get away from.
Right. Totally agree.
That's the whole you can't sit with me unless we wear pink kind of friendship. You need to avoid that.
What Shannon said.
Yeah, Shan says, so proud of you, Mark. Slashes have been the good we require. Shan says, oh, I see. Bringing your typical smart ass self. Yeah. Yeah, that's all right.
Yeah,
We're all used to it. We know it's going to happen.
it's
So,
all good.
yeah. We deal with it when it comes. But so here's the thing. You don't have to be friends with people if you don't want to be friends with them.
That's true. You're absolutely right.
Right? A lot of people don't forget that that's an option.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't have to be friends with everybody. They don't have to be in your circle. You don't have to give them your email address. You don't have to add them on Facebook or TikTok or whatever the kids are using these days.
And this is where we get down at to the meat and potatoes when we're talking about friendships and bringing people into our vortex, man. Like it doesn't if I put my barrier up, I put my wall up. It doesn't mean that I don't like you. It just means that you're not the person for me. You're not good for me.
Yeah.
I'm not good. We're not good in a friendship. It
Right.
doesn't mean that, but separation doesn't have to be bitterness and anger and me talking about you behind your back. It doesn't have to be that at all. We
No.
just have a common understanding. Hey, we understand that we're water and oil. We don't mix.
Yeah. And your worldview is improved if you have a diverse group of friends.
Exactly.
People who are not from the same social and economic status. People who are not from the same educational status. They're from different cultures, different ethnic groups. Maybe they speak different languages. People don't look like you. That is where true friendship grows, because those friendships will help you grow as a person as well. Because if your friends, here's the thing, when somebody hits me up for some social justice advice, the first thing I do is go look at their friends list.
Right.
If they have a monochromatic friends list and they have nobody outside of their ethnic group, then that's the first question I ask them. Why does everybody look like you? Because when I look at when I look at my black friends, they have diverse friendship groups. When I look at my Asian friends, they have diverse friendship groups. I mean, if everybody in your friendship group looks like you, then you need to switch up your friendship. And that doesn't mean you go get a token person to be your friend. It means you organically find friends who are different from you, who have different opinions.
Right.
Is he alerting, or is he just barking at outside?
Someone's out there at the door.
Oh, okay.
It's my neighbor. He'll be all right. He'll go away.
Right. Yeah. So and that's the thing. Friendship is a gift, but like everything, we have to be careful of the gifts that we open, because not all of them are meant for us. Sometimes that friend may have somebody else's name on the gift box.
Absolutely. Totally get it. Let me calm him down real quick. Let's take a real quick break.
All right.
We'll be right back after the break, folks.
Thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Trent. We will be right back with more conversation after these commercial breaks.
Check out the creative work of the author Trent Williams of www.taylorkennedymedia.com. Chapter of the Delta gives us a peek at his life-changing events. And if that's not enough, Trent tells you more about his brothers and his life through memoirs in his book, The Four Horsemen. His blogs and daily stimulating quotes are published in his book, Life's Little Addiction. And when you have a need of some human coaching of life and relationships, take a look at Conversations with Trent, Volume 1 and 2, and Conversations with Trent, Limited Edition. You will find his works available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all online book retailers.
after divorce, and after the passing, untimely passing of my father. So that's how I became a writer. And, you know, here I am.
Check out the creative work of the author Trent Williams of www.taylorkennedymedia.com. Chapter of the Delta gives us a peek at his life-changing events. And if that's not enough, Trent tells you more about his brothers and his life through memoirs in his book, The Four Horsemen. His blogs and daily stimulating quotes are published in his book, Life's Little Addiction. And when you have a need of some human coaching of life and relationships, take a look at Conversations with Trent, Volume 1 and 2, and Conversations with Trent, Limited Edition. You will find his works available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all online book retailers.
Welcome back to Conversations with Trent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're online and want to be a part of tonight's topic, you can do that by dialing 347-324-5327. Press the number 1 to get into the queue so that your voice can be added to tonight's conversation. Now, let's get back to the show.
All right, good stuff, folks. Good stuff. Got to take care of Kobe for a second there. Kind of gets out of whack when I'm not feeling good at all. He gets overprotective and all that. And
He's doing his job, sir.
yeah, that he is. Really appreciate it.
Which tells me that you should probably get some rest.
Yeah, that's pretty much that's what he's saying. If you see them back in the back, they jumped in the bed, and you know it's time for rest. So but it's cool. We'll get through it. Got a couple more minutes here. We'll get off.
All right. Yeah.
That's
So we were talking about friends, and here's the thing: good friends are like a good pair of underwear. Like they fit just right. They're there with you through thick and thin. You know,
Absolutely.
they're there. And so I tell you, if your friends feel like a tight high heel, then you need to drop them. Like they may look cute, they may fit your style, but sometimes if you can only wear them for an hour,
That's it.
gotta let them go.
That's it. And that's again, master the art of saying goodbye. It doesn't mean that I'm cold-hearted. Mastering the art of saying goodbye doesn't mean that I'm angry or bitter with you or anything like that. It only means that I choose me. And honestly, I choose me and you because we're not good for one another.
Yeah,
That is.
Yeah, not every friendship is meant to be. Not every relationship is meant to be. Not every work job is meant to be.
Absolutely.
Okay? Sometimes they are just placeholders for something else that's coming along.
Absolutely.
And that thing can't come along if that other thing is standing in its way.
Absolutely. Look like we got a comment.
Oh, and Slash says Kobe holding it down. Hashtag FAAFO security.
Oh yeah,
I don't know.
he definitely hold it down.
Oh, he is a service dog, right? So
Yep,
yeah, that's why.
that is. Yeah,
So you're not feeling well, so he's service dogging. He's doing his dog.
yeah,
What
he's
he's
extra
meant to do.
sensitive. Anytime I'm not feeling well, that sciatic nerve or the spasms. If I'm down too long, he gets kind of. I say weird, but it's not weird. But
He's he's alerting.
he's alerting. So,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
That's what he's meant to do.
yeah,
That's why if he's barking, it's an odd thing versus like some of these emotional support animals we see.
right,
And I use quote marks when I say emotional support because they're just pets that somebody downloaded some piece of paper with. Um,
exactly.
so when you see real dogs at work, it looks a lot different.
No, he's
Um,
actually on the job. So,
yeah. And Slash says seasonal friends, acquaintance, associates. Yeah. Not every like what's the old saying? Sometimes people come into your life for a reason or a season. I don't know.
absolutely.
Reason, season. Is there another third part to that? Reason, season, or lifetime? I don't know.
Nah, that's it.
That's it.
Reason, season, a lifetime. Yeah,
Yeah. So here's a go. So you may have somebody who's come into your life um, because at one point they are able to share with you something that helps you move on for something else.
that's
Somebody may
right.
come into your lifetime like just during college, and that's just they will just be there for college and that's it. And then you have
Absolutely.
some people who are in your life for 30, 40 years.
I truly believe that we encounter each person we encounter on our road called life.
Hmm.
Each person we encounter, they were there for a reason.
Yeah.
Either they're going to push you forward, or you're going to stumble in some places. One of the two is going to be for growth. Well, both. It's always going to be for growth,
Yeah.
but they're either going to push you forward, or it's going to be a stumbling block, a temporary stumbling block.
Yeah.
So just look. When you look at stuff like that, be like, hey, okay, wasn't
Yeah.
such a big problem after all.
And as we age, we look for different things in friends too. Like we're in our when I don't know about you, but when I was in college, I wanted friends who could hang out and who wouldn't want to go to bed at 9:30. You know,
Right, right,
so
right.
it all depends on what you're doing and where you are, what type of friend that you're looking for in that particular time in your life.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Look like you got a couple
Yeah.
of comments.
Can you pull up Kathy's? It says, Coach D, that is true. Life lessons do come in seasons. Yeah.
They do.
Okay. And some of our friends will sometimes teach us the harshest lessons of life.
Absolutely.
And, that's
So do you
the way it
believe
goes.
do you believe that those who challenge us most are your truest friends?
No,
You don't believe in that?
no. You and I
So
may have,
let's just
you and I may have different meanings of the word challenge, though. I don't find if somebody's constantly challenging, that's not healthy.
well, not like that. Not like that. A challenge for the better. Like, let's just say if I see something that you don't see, I'm just gonna bring it to your attention. I'll challenge you on it. Not in a negative way. Just bringing it to your attention, like quote unquote, put on your coattail. Like, hey, listen.
No, that's not healthy. Because if somebody's always telling you what you're doing wrong, that's not a healthy relationship either.
I disagree. We're gonna disagree.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
gonna,
It's not. It's toxic.
I'm not saying all the time. What I'm saying, if so, you with that does that are you saying that you don't want to be corrected? That what you're saying?
No, you said go back and think about how you said it, because there's very fine lines in somebody who challenges you and somebody who challenges you all the time. Somebody who challenges you all the time is a toxic friend.
I
Somebody
get
who
it.
occasionally challenges you, that's different. Remember, I work in
I,
I
I,
work in trauma,
I
so
stand I stand corrected.
yeah,
Occasionally challenge you,
yeah. Occasionally challenge you, that's fine because you're probably occasionally challenging them as well. That's just a natural friendship.
but would you agree with this? If a person just constantly letting you slide on the bullshit that you're doing, come on, you got to say something. You have to say something. If
What do
you
you mean?
see a repeated behavior, if you see a repeated behavior, you won't say anything. That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what you just said either. You said if somebody lets you constantly slide, nobody's going to correct somebody who's letting them constantly slide.
Okay.
People are, we have egos.
I
We're
agree.
not going to walk up to somebody unless and tell them to call us out. That's not natural human behavior. Even somebody who has growth and all that stuff. Here's the thing: if somebody is allowing you to treat them like a doormat, you know that you're doing it. Exactly. You're the toxic friend, not them. So they may have issues of insecurity.
Yeah, but at some point, and you know I'm going to say it. You know I'm going to say it. At some point, if you're allowing that person to use you as a doormat, you got to take some type of shared responsibility in that. You allowing that to happen to you.
Did you hear what I said?
You're allowing that to happen. Are you not?
I said, what is the reason they're allowing it though?
Dig a little deeper.
There's always a reason behind stuff. People are not people pleasers without reasons.
Okay, so does that excuse it that you can't always push it off on the person who's doing it? Okay, yeah, if that person's doing it to that person, yeah. But he's an asshole for doing that, or she's an asshole for doing that. But at some point, if I continuously allow you to disrespect me and use me as a doormat, now it becomes my problem. I am the problem because I'm letting you do it.
No, you're in a trauma. That person is in a trauma bonded situation. It's an abusive relationship. It's not. We don't victim blame people who are stuck in the cycle of abuse. That's not what we do. So if somebody
who has the ability of getting out of it,
sir, we do not blame people stuck in the cycle of abuse. That was not a suggestion. That doesn't happen. We don't do that. That's like people who go to women who are in domestic violence shelters and say, "Why didn't you leave?" Because it's a cycle. The cycle has to be broken. That is not an easy cycle. How about this? We will have a discussion about the cycles of abuse on Wednesday, so that we can understand why we don't blame the victim. So we can understand
that'd be a great
conversation.
That'd be a great conversation.
Because it's not easy for somebody who is stuck in that cycle to get out of it. Sometimes they don't even recognize they're in that cycle.
I get that. I get it. So yeah, we'll probably have that one on next Sunday. You know, we're gonna do the whole thing on why men can't be friends with women.
Yeah. Slash has a great comment. Men can be friends with women.
Absolutely, they can. I got a ton of them.
Slash says, have we been the trustworthy, spiritually, emotionally empathetic, and strong friend we require? Exactly. That is a teaching moment for today. Slash's comment will be my teaching moment for the day, since we're ready to close up.
Oh my God.
See?
Okay. Yeah.
Better go buy a lottery ticket. Slash and I are agreeing, and the show's over.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
So on Wednesday we'll be having that conversation on
the cycles of abuse.
No, we're gonna have the pretty friend thing on Wednesday.
Which one?
The one I spoke with you about the men.
Oh, men can't be women with friends?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh. Yeah. They can. It's about boundaries and consent. That's the problem.
There you go.
That's like the biggest problem that some men have with gay men is that they think gay men look at them like they do women.
Some men do.
Sir, did you not hear? Do you listen to understand or just listen to respond?
No, I'm in a little pain today. So.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, next week I have to get Xavier ready for school.
Got you. Good stuff. So we'll be back here same time, same channel, right here on the B2G Unity TV. On the Roku stick, broadcasting weekly, live, Wednesdays and Sundays, and repeats on demand, all that good stuff. You can actually get it 24 hours a day. Catch Coach D and all that great coaching, all that good stuff, 24 hours a day. Right.
Yeah, make sure you get some rest, sir.
Yeah, I'm going to get some rest tonight.
All right. I will see you all later. Thank you all for watching. Look forward to our conversation about why men can't be friends with pretty women, was it?
Yep. Men can be friends with pretty women.
All All right. Gonna be interesting.
It should. It should. We're gonna have a couple of guests as well come through.
Sweet. Love
Good
it.
stuff.
All right.
We'll
Good
see you
night,
guys
everyone.
on Wednesday.
Conversations with Trent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.